Sat Sri Akal, Namaste, Salam, good day. Welcome to another session with Guru Wonder. I am your host, Gurvinder Singh. Take a look at this image. This is a painting of Maharaja Ranjit Singh, one of India's greatest emperors. In fact, one of the greatest emperors in the world, in the history of the world. This man, this Maharaja, was unschooled except in the Gurmukhi alphabet. He was afflicted with smallpox in his infancy, because of which he had a pockmarked face, and he was blind in one eye. He was not really of tall stature. Yet, Maharaja Ranjit Singh, this greatest emperor of India, one of the greatest emperors of the world, also known as Sher-E-Punjab, the lion of the Punjab, how did he build this magnificent, pluralistic, secular empire? The Sikhs, after the passing on of Shri Guru Gobind Singh Ji in 1708, broke up into various groups, or what we call missals or confederacies. And there was a very tumultuous phase in which they fought one another, weakening one another, and thus were open to invasion by foreigners, especially from Afghanistan. So at the time of his birth in 1780, Ranjit Singh came into a world. He was born in the Sukar Chakya missal, one of the 12 Sikh missals, one confederacies and one Muslim confederacy. And his father headed this clan or this missal, and he joined his father in his first battle at the age of 10. Unfortunately, he was orphaned at the age of 12, and as a result he inherited he wasn't really orphaned, he just lost his father, but it was an earth-shattering moment. He inherited his father's kingdom, estates, and he spent his time in consolidating his hold on the missal. At the age of 15, he was married off, and his mother-in-law was extremely astute woman, very shrewd, politically astute woman. And under her guidance, he spent most of his teenage years in unifying the Sikhs and trying to expel the Afghans from India. Though Maharaja Ranjit Singh was only schooled in the Gurmukhi alphabet, he didn't receive any kind of formal education. But he was a great warrior. He was expert in martial arts, in musketry, in horse riding. And he had inherited from his father the understanding of how a ruler should conduct himself. Over the years, Maharaja Ranjit Singh extended his empire, and eventually he came to rule all of Punjab, Kashmir, Ladakh, and large parts of northwest India, including large parts of Afghanistan, which is now present-day Afghanistan. He achieved this by a sense of nobility astute political sense, and excellent leadership qualities both in war and in peace. Here we can see a map of the Sikh kingdom, which extended to a very large part of the northwest part of India. Great leaders do not. Great leaders do not depend only on themselves, but they surround themselves with good, competent people. Maharaja Ranjit Singh was a devout Sikh, and his empire embraced people of all faiths. He surrounded himself with wise, smart, and competent people. He ran an empire, or he ruled over an empire in which meritocracy was very, very important. His court and his military, his administration had an equal number of Sikhs, Hindus, and Muslims. Take, for example, his finance minister was a Hindu Brahmin, his prime minister was a Dogra, and his foreign minister was a Muslim. But in those days, all power had to be consolidated by military means, and Maharaja Ranjit Singh was served by a bevy of great military commanders, generals, each a legend in his own right. Hari Singh Nalwa, Devan Mokham Chand, Veer Singh Dhillon. These were people of immense capacity, capability, valor, and they helped to subjugate rebellious people and foreign invaders. One of the things that Maharaja Ranjit Singh did, which helped his military efforts, was that he understood that the Europeans had, because of the Industrial Revolution, had developed a superior or an advanced set of weapons, such as cannons and muskets and things like that, which made even an average European soldier so tremendously devastating on the battlefield, even against valorous and courageous and stronger Punjabi and Dogra soldiers. So he inducted a large number of Europeans into his military, and these officers were deployed to train his soldiers and officers, not only in the development of these weapons, but also in their use and the tactics that went with them. And this helped Maharaja Ranjit Singh to achieve superiority over his rivals. But Maharaja Ranjit Singh was a devout Sikh, was sensitive to the needs and sensibilities of his people, and even though he had inducted European officers, he made it a rule that they would follow the same rules that was applicable to all his people. That was no consumption of intoxicants, no drinking of alcohol or consumption of tobacco, and to brandish long hair and to grow a beard. And he also banned cow slaughter. Unfortunately, the Maharaja himself fell victim in later years in his life to alcoholism and opium consumption, which eventually claimed his life. You know, behind every great person, in fact, behind every person is and somebody who inspires them. Maharaja Ranjit Singh was inspired by by the teachings of the Sikh gurus, particularly that of the 10th Guru, Shri Guru Gobind Singh Ji. So there was this great noble character, universal brotherhood, pluralism, and defending the weak and defenseless, those who could not defend themselves, to ensure justice, fairness, provide dignity to people, to prevent oppression and tyranny. All this Maharaja Ranjit Singh was able to absorb from the teachings of Shri Guru Gobind Singh Ji, the 10th Sikh Guru. And as the king, so do the people. So the Maharaja ensured that this kind of character became not only his personal character, but that of his people. And not only that, he was a good human being, but he also had to be a great warrior. And what Maharaja Ranjit Singh was able to do was, unlike before, and only waiting to react or respond when attacked, he took the fight to enemies and challengers. That's why he was the only Indian Maharaja or ruler to invade Afghanistan and once and for all end the oppression or the attacks of the Afghans invading into India. You know, so tremendous was his success that he was able to go to Afghanistan and recover the world famous Kohinoor diamond, which means the mountain of light, the diamond with the mountain of light. So beautiful and so big it was. He recovered this from Shah Shuja Durrani, the ruler of Afghanistan, and brought it back to India. In many ways, Maharaja Ranjit Singh was to the north, to the Punjab and the north, what Chhatrapati Shivaji was to the Marathas. This is a golden era of Punjabi Renaissance and the establishment of a great Sikh empire. Maharaja Ranjit Singh was an able warrior, a magnificent warrior, and a wise ruler. Well, he, with the great wealth that he amassed from his empire and the conquest, that he spent a lot of his wealth on doing public good, setting up public facilities. He built many public and religious, he took up many public and religious works. He would patronize Sufi shrines, he would visit and support temple work and gurudwaras. He built the famous Sikh temples at Patna and Hazur Sahib in Nanded in honor of Guru Gobind Singh Ji, which are considered one of the five sacred or five important pilgrimage centers for Sikhs. Then Maharaja Ranjit Singh donated a ton of gold each to the Kashi Vishwanath temple in Benares and the Harmandir Sahib temple in Amritsar. And that is why, if you see the domes of these sacred places, is covered with the gold sheet. While this was a great service from his end, in fact, I think that it was a great disservice to humanity, for it works against the tenets of the teachings of the Sikh gurus, who say that spiritual liberation, who teach that spiritual liberation lies in humility and simplicity and not in pomp and grandeur. But of course, humanity will judge Maharaja Ranjit Singh on his various other works. An interesting story of the Kohinoor diamond. When he brought it back, it was inherited by his successor, the young prince Duleep Singh, who ascended the throne at the age of 10. The wily and clever British were able to snatch and steal the diamond away from Duleep Singh and present it to the British monarch, Queen Victoria, who had it placed in her on her crown, and that's where it stays today. I need not say anything more except that our tributes to a great emperor, Maharaja Ranjit Singh. If you like this video, please do like and share and subscribe to this channel. I thank you for joining me and look forward to seeing you on my channel again. Thank you.